Far away, beyond the mountains and rivers, there was a quiet forest where the sky opened wide above the trees. The stars sparkled every night, and the moon would shine like a silver lamp. In that forest lived a wolf, not an ordinary one, but a gentle wolf named Kaelor. Unlike the other wolves, Kaelor did not hunt to harm, nor did he fight for territory. He was calm, thoughtful, and loved to wander under the sky. Every night, he would walk to the highest hill in the forest and stare at the glowing stars. Kaelor often wondered, why do the stars shine so brightly? Do they watch over us? Do they whisper stories that only the night can hear? But though Kaelor loved the stars, he often felt lonely. The forest was full of animals, but none wanted to sit quietly and dream with him. Everyone was too busy with their lives. Kaelor wished for a friend who would share his silence, his questions, and his love for the night sky. One night, as Kaelor sat on his hill, something unusual happened. A streak of light fell from the sky, so bright it lit up the whole forest. It landed softly near the edge of the meadow. Kaelor's golden eyes widened. His heart beat faster, not out of fear, but out of wonder. He ran towards the light, his paws pressing softly against the grass. There, in the glow, stood a figure unlike any he had ever seen. It was a being of light, with gentle silver hair and eyes that shimmered like the night sky itself. She looked fragile, yet strong, glowing with warmth. The being smiled and spoke softly. "Do not be afraid, Kaelor. My name is Lyara. I come from the stars." Kaelor's heart filled with amazement. He had never spoken to anyone from the stars, nor had he believed it was possible. "From the stars?" Kaelor whispered. "Then you are the answer to my questions. You are the story I've been waiting for." Lyara laughed gently, a sound like soft bells. "Perhaps. But I am also lost. I fell from my home, and I need help to return." Kaelor lowered his head with respect and whispered, "Then maybe I was waiting for you, not just to answer my questions, but so I could help you too." That night, under the brightest stars, a friendship began between the lonely wolf and the star-born Lyara. It was the beginning of a journey that neither had expected. The forest was silent that night, except for the gentle breeze moving through the trees. Kaelor and Lyara sat side by side on the grassy meadow. For Kaelor, it was a dream come true. He finally had someone who also loved the night sky. Lyara's presence felt like a gift from the stars, but her eyes carried a quiet sadness. "Lyara?" Kaelor asked softly. "Why did you fall?" "Stars always stay in the sky. They never leave." Lyara looked up at the glowing heavens, her voice calm but heavy. "I was guarding the constellation of the Silver Path. A storm of shadows passed through the sky. I fought to protect the light, but I was struck, and I fell. Now, I cannot return on my own. My wings of light are broken." Kaelor listened carefully, his golden eyes shining. "Then I will help you," he said firmly. "I do not know how yet, but I promise you, Lyara, I will not let you stay lost." Lyara turned to him, surprised by his courage. "But Kaelor, you are just one wolf. The journey is dangerous. The path back to the stars is hidden, guarded by ancient spirits. Do you not fear the unknown?" Kaelor lowered his head thoughtfully. "I have been alone for so long. Fear has no meaning when compared to friendship. If helping you means walking into the unknown, then I will walk gladly." For a long moment, Lyara said nothing. Then she placed her glowing hand on Kaelor's head. A soft warmth filled him. and he felt as though the stars themselves had touched his soul. "Then I will trust you," she whispered. "Together, we may find the way." They spent the rest of the night making plans. Lyara told him about the River of Echoes, a magical river hidden deep in the forest. Its waters reflected not only the moon, but also the secrets of the sky. If they could reach it, the river might reveal the first step back to her home. The path would not be easy. Dark creatures lurked near the river, drawn to its power. But Kaelor's heart was strong, and Lyara's light gave him hope. Before dawn, Kaelor raised his head and howled softly. Not a howl of loneliness this time, but a call of promise. The stars above seemed to listen. Lyara stood beside him, her silver hair glowing as if the heavens had blessed their vow. And so, under the fading night sky, the wolf and the starborn made a promise: to face the darkness together and to find the way back to the stars. The next night, Kaelor and Lyara set out on their journey. The moon guided them, soft silver light falling on the forest floor. The woods were deeper and darker than Kaelor had ever walked before. Old trees bent over them like watchful giants, and the wind carried strange whispers. "This forest is called the Whispering Woods," Lyara explained softly. "The trees here remember every sound, every secret. They whisper so that travelers lose their way." Kaelor's ears twitched. Indeed, he could hear faint voices, soft, eerie echoes. Some sounded kind, some sounded cruel. "Do not listen to them," Lyara warned. "They are illusions. If you follow their voices, you will never find the river." Kaelor nodded, focusing on the path. His paws pressed into the damp soil, steady and strong. Lyara walked beside him, her glow lighting the shadows. Together, they moved forward, step by step, deeper into the woods. But soon, the voices grew louder. They called Kaelor by name. "Kaelor, Kaelor, why do you wander with strangers? The stars cannot love you. Stay here, and we will keep you safe." Kaelor's heart trembled for a moment. He had been lonely for so long, and the whispers seemed to understand. He slowed his steps, ears pulling back. Lyara noticed at once. She touched his fur gently. "Do not believe them," she said firmly. Her silver eyes shone with truth. "The forest is testing you. Trust your own heart, not the lies." Kaelor shook his head as if waking from a dream. He looked into Lyara's eyes and found strength again. "I trust you," he whispered, then moved forward with renewed resolve. The deeper they went, the darker it became. Strange shadows darted between the trees. The air grew colder. Suddenly, a figure stepped out from behind an ancient oak, a tall, misty creature with glowing eyes. Its voice rumbled like thunder. "You cannot pass," the spirit said. "The River of Echoes is forbidden. Turn back, wolf, and leave the star girl to fade," Kaelor growled, standing tall. His fur bristled, but his courage did not waver. Lyara stepped forward, her light glowing brighter, and spoke with calm grace. "We seek the river not to steal, but to return what was lost. The stars demand balance, and I must go home." The spirit studied them for a long moment. Then it lowered its head slowly. "If your bond is true, the forest will allow you through. But know this, only those with pure hearts can see the river. One lie, one selfish desire, and it will vanish forever." Kaelor bowed his head with respect. "Then we will walk with truth." The spirit stepped aside, and the path ahead glowed faintly, as if lit by starlight. Together, Kaelor and Lyara walked deeper, knowing that the real test was only just beginning. After hours of careful walking, Kaelor and Lyara finally heard the gentle rush of water. The river of echoes was not like any river they had seen. Its surface shimmered with the reflections of stars, even though the moon was high above. Every ripple carried whispers, not lies this time, but soft voices that sang of memories, dreams, and secrets long forgotten. Lyara stepped closer to the water, her silver glow casting a pale light across the riverbank. "This river shows what is in your heart," she said. "If you are not honest, it will turn away. Only truth can reveal the path back to the stars." Kaelor sniffed the air and looked at his reflection. For a moment, he felt nervous. The river seemed to peer into his soul. Every fear, every doubt, every lonely night he had spent echoed across the water. But Kaelor remembered his promise to Lyara. He took a deep breath and whispered softly, "I want to help her. I want to see her safe. I want her to return home, even if it means I stay behind." The water shimmered, and the whispers grew softer, almost like a gentle lullaby. Lyara smiled. "Your heart is true, Kaelor. Now, look carefully." The river's surface began to shift. Starry patterns emerged, forming a glowing map across the water. The silver path appeared, winding like a bridge made of light, stretching from the river into the sky. But just as they saw it, dark shadows rose from the edges of the forest, twisted shapes with cold eyes, drawn to the river's magic. Kaelor growled, standing protectively in front of Lyara. "Stay behind me!" he barked, his voice strong and steady. The shadows hissed and advanced, but Kaelor moved with swift grace. He leapt, dodged, and growled, using his strength not to harm, but to push them away from Lyara. Lyara raised her hands, her light spilling across the river. The shadows shrieked and melted into smoke, unable to stand against her glow. Together, Wolf and Stargirl held the river safe. When the danger passed, Kaelor sank onto the soft grass, breathing heavily. Lyara knelt beside him, her eyes soft and warm. "You were brave, Kaelor. Without you, I could not have found the silver path." Kaelor wagged his tail slightly, feeling tired but proud. "We did it together," he said simply. The river's surface glowed brighter, and the path extended further into the night sky. Lyara looked up at the stars she longed for. "The way is open," she whispered. "Soon I can return to my home. But I will never forget you." Kaelor gazed at her, the night quiet and peaceful around them. For the first time in his life, he felt the warmth of true friendship, strong, calm, and steady, like the stars themselves. The first light of dawn touched the horizon, painting the sky with soft pinks and golds. Kaelor and Lyara stood beside the river of echoes, gazing at the silver path that stretched upward into the heavens. The air was still, and even the whispering woods seemed to hold their breath. Lyara turned to Kaelor, her silver glow brightening with a gentle warmth. "Kaelor," she said softly, "this is the moment I must go home. But remember, our hearts will always be connected. Every time you look at the stars, think of me." Kaelor lowered his head, his golden eyes shining with emotion. "I will remember," he whispered. "I'll watch the night sky every evening and wait for your light. You've shown me friendship, courage, and hope." Lyara smiled and extended her hand. A soft, sparkling thread of starlight flowed from her fingers and wrapped around Kaelor's paw. It was warm and comforting, like a promise he could carry in his heart. "This will keep you safe," she said, "and it will remind you that you are never truly alone." Kaelor felt a deep peace settle in him. He realized that although the night was vast and sometimes lonely, friendship and courage could fill the emptiness. "Go now," he said gently. "Fly back to your stars, Lyara. I'll be here, under the same sky." With a graceful leap, Lyara stepped onto the silver path. The light of the river and the stars merged, lifting her gently into the sky. Kaelor watched, feeling awe and happiness together. As she climbed higher, her glow mingled with the stars above, and a few sparkles drifted down like tiny blessings. Kaelor lifted his head and let out a soft howl, not of sadness, but of gratitude. The stars seemed to twinkle brighter in response, as if celebrating their friendship. For the first time in years, the forest felt alive with gentle magic, calm and soothing. He walked slowly back to his hill, the wind whispering softly through the trees. Every shadow seemed lighter now, every sound gentler. Kaelor settled on the highest hill, gazing at the vast night sky. The stars sparkled, and he could almost feel Lyara's presence among them. Night after night, Kaelor returned to the hill, and though Lyara was far away, her light remained with him. The forest seemed quieter, warmer, and filled with peace. He no longer felt lonely. Instead, he felt connected to the stars, to the night, and to the memory of a friend who had shown him the true magic of courage and trust. Under the endless sky, Kaelor drifted to sleep, surrounded by the whispers of the forest and the glow of countless stars. And somewhere above, Lyara watched over him, smiling, knowing that their bond would last forever. The forest was calm, the night was deep, and all was as it should be.